man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. Look at that, my God.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. And I saw this, I think during this past weekend. I don't remember when I saw this, but I thought this was some funny shit right here. So yeah. It's one of those types of videos where you're going to hear a lot of vulgar language come out of my mouth, because this is some funny fiasco right here. And I gotta remember this is YouTube, so I gotta keep in mind of the first 5 minutes right here. But here's the thing: a topic came up and it popped up in my Explorer tab on Twitter, or if you want to call it X, like screw that nonsense, screw that crap. We calling it Twitter from this point going forward, and I'm not gonna explain the reason why. Don't get me started on the reason why. But here's the deal. The topic that I saw was whether or not it was harder having a 9-to-5 job, or is it harder being a streamer? So I think it was, first of all, I think it was a streamer by the name of Black Boy Max who started this whole conversation, because it came out because somebody clipped them talking about it. And they only clipped a minute of him talking about it. So, and that's what people are reacting off of. So I guess we're going to do the same as well. So, like, let me get something straight right here. Let me set the record straight right here. I never heard of Black Boy Max. I never heard this dude prior to this topic popping up. So I have no clue who the hell this dude is. Apparently outside of him being a streamer, and looked like he's a streamer on the Purple website, because of the fact that he got the chat listed up in the clip. And I know that Purple website chat format. So I'm assuming that's what that is. I'm assuming he was on the Purple website. So that's number one. And also, the Purple website does clips. YouTube does not. They have their own version of it, but it's so stupid. When you click on it, it'll take you to YouTube's website where you can watch the clip, as opposed to how the Purple website does it. You can post the clip on Twitter, on, Instagram, or B-Sky, or Threads, or TikTok, and you can watch it straight from there. Now, I'm over exaggerated with the TikTok because you actually got to upload the clip there. And I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same with Instagram. So I kind of over exaggerate there. But you can do it on Facebook, though. With YouTube clips, and I'm off topic here, but with YouTube clips, there's a link, unless they change something, but there's a link that you click on and you got to watch the clip off of their site. And I'm like, YouTube, y'all need to catch up, man. Y'all slacking behind big time. But that's, again, we getting off topic here. So, what did Black Boy Max say? So, exactly. So, going off of a tweet by Fearbuck, I don't know who that is, but basically, he summarized the clip by saying that Black Boy Max claims that being a streamer is harder than a 9-to-5 job, and that no one truly understands what a top streamer goes through mentally. And that's a lot of, well, how Fearbuck described it is plague as hell, because what do you consider a top streamer? Like what the criteria that must be met in order for you to be a top streamer? Again, I never heard of Black Boy Max before, so why should he be a top streamer when I never heard of him? But that's that selfish mentality that most people have, so I'm not gonna go that route. But what I will say is this: when we talked about the likes of like once upon a time, Dr. Disrespect, who should be canceled by the way, when we talk about the likes of Ninja and Kai Sinat and Lugrig and, let me see, what's her name? Amaranth and Pokemon, and individual like that, I never seen nor heard Black Boy Max names come out from anywhere when talking about those individuals, because those individuals are the ones I consider to be top streamers. So I don't know about Black Boy Max. I'm not going to say he isn't. I'm not going to say he is. But all I'm going to say is this: when I'm thinking of top streamers, I'm thinking about the top of the top, which is like, what, 5% of all the streamers in the world? So If I don't see his name mentioned up there, then is he really a top streamer? Streamer rather. So there's that. He could be close, or you may like extend the criteria of what a top streamer is, and then the Max, the Kai Cenats rather, and the Lil Grizz and the Ninjas, you can say they are the very top or the extreme top streamers or whatever. I don't know how you want to categorize it. Whatever, so be it. All right. So the 5-minute fiasco goes up. So now we can really get into it. So let's check out what Black-Boy Max actually said in this 1-minute clip. So y'all gonna hear it from the background. Check this out, folks.
Understand what I'm saying? Being like a streamer or any face on the internet is harder than a 9-to-5 in certain ways because it fuck you up mentally. Now, waking up every day and go to a job and lifting boxes, like depending on what you're doing, that's just tough too. That shit is hard. That shit is very hard. That shit is very hard. It's very hard. Like, you feel me? Especially when you're doing a job you don't enjoy doing. That shit is tough. That shit will fuck with your mental. You might want to, you feel me? You might be tired of it. You might be unhappy. But being a face, like being a top streamer, is difficult because of all the shit you go through in terms of like living life. I promise you. I'm telling you, gang. You are literally seeing thousands of niggas give their thoughts on you every second. That's not supposed to be. Like, no human brain normally should be able to tolerate that. Just keep it a buck. Not true. You feel me? Facts. I'm telling the truth. Most of y'all cannot understand what I'm saying.
Okay, so hold up. So he contradicted himself in that clip. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. He said it earlier in the beginning. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Being like a streamer or any face on the internet.
Stop right there. Stop right there. He said being a streamer or any face on the internet. Meaning you could be a Kai Cenat or you could be an average Joe with one viewer per stream. Let's repeat that.
Understand what I'm saying? Being like a streamer or any face on the internet.
A streamer or any face on the internet. I already explained to you what that is. And then he went on to talk about the mental components of being a streamer. So first off, for everybody who is arguing against this and talk about like, oh, the job is harder than being a streamer because of like the work that you got to put in comparison to the work of a streamer. No, that's not what he's talking about. So people need to be clear of what the argument is. This dude, Black-Boy Max, is saying that it is harder being a streamer than having a 9-to-5 job on a mental point, on a mental standpoint. Not overall, not based on physical labor or what your job description is, but from a mental standpoint, because again, people are so stupid. Like, they just look at the title, look at somebody say, oh, he's saying that being a streamer is harder than having a 9-to-5 job. I'm like, no, that's not what he said. He said from a mental standpoint, being a streamer is harder than having a 9-to-5 job. Now, where he contradicts himself is that first 5 seconds, he said being a streamer or any face on the internet, and then he turned around and said top streamer. I'm like, no, but which one is it? Like, because there's a difference between being a streamer and being a top streamer, and we just went for the whole what's the definition, or trying to identify the definition of a top streamer. What is that? We don't know what that is. Like, everybody have their own standpoint, their own viewpoint, their own definition of what a top streamer is. Not one person can define, really not one person can define anything unless they create it themselves. And they, you know, monopolize it, they copyright it, and then they release it to the outside of that. No one person can define anything by themselves and then say, yeah, this is my word, this is my law. No one person can do that. So when it comes to the definition of a top streamer, that could mean anything. So he contradicted himself from saying being a streamer or any face of the internet, because I'm a face on the internet. So, but then he turned around and said top streamer. So he already contradicted himself. That's number one. But number two, even though he talked about the mental point in terms of, oh, it's harder being a streamer than it is having a 9-to-5 job from a mental point, he's still wrong. And I'll get to that in a second. Now, Kaz Nasty, who is well, I don't know what he does now because it's been a long time since I've seen or heard anything from this motherfucker. But once upon a time, he was an NBA 2K dick rider. So let's call it like it is. Once upon a time, I don't know how he is now. He might have changed his ways. I don't know. But once upon a time, he was all up on that NBA 2K's nuts. So let's see what he had to say. So he actually retweeted this clip, and he said the following. This is facts, as in fax machine. F-A-X. So first of all, the dude can't even spell. You can't say CT, right? I gotta say X. You can't say CT. Like, this is that lazy ass typing nonsense that I'm talking about right here. Moving on. This is facts, as in fax machine. When I was a top streamer, wait, he don't stream anymore? This is news to me. Okay, let's move on. When I was a top streamer, it was taxing on the mental way more. Working a 9 to 5, you get to turn it off. Oh, that's funny. We'll get more on that in a second. But when under the spotlight, there is no turning off. Not to mention the expectations. I work at 95 from the age of 15. It was side hustling, picking pecans, worked my way up to salary manager at Walmart. It was a grind, but not so much stress on the mental, then being under the spotlight. People see the status and money and don't see what goes on behind the curtains of the show. So, here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to totally bash him for this, because here's the thing about this. In terms of the whole what people don't see behind the show. Why don't you share what's behind the show? It's kind of hard if people take you seriously when you don't share what's behind the curtain. You know, what's behind the curtain of the show. Because otherwise, people are going to say you're capping. But I'm gonna get to that whole, I'm going to debacle this whole thing in a second. Let's turn to another reply to this. FaZe Clan, a group that I don't really mess with at all, because there's always in some type of drama. They're always doing something stupid, but yet they're never paying the consequences, because that's just how it is. But let's see what this dude said. FaZe Lacy. Let's see what you have to say. Wearing some goofy looking shades. Let's see what you have to say. This is a 1.5-minute long clip right here.
Bro got to fly to Japan and is complaining about his job. Bro, here's the thing that you don't understand. You guys act like, oh, my job is so easy. Streaming is so easy. Oh, you get to do all this cool stuff. Here's the thing. I genuinely think that streaming is harder than an actual job. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Go ahead and laugh at me. Go ahead and laugh. I'm going to tell you right now why streaming is harder than a normal job. Tell me it's not harder to have to fly 17 hours all the way out to Japan, have jet lag, be tired. Then when you get here, you have to walk around in the hot sun, 100 degrees out, sun beating down on you, you're sweating, you're tired, you're hungry, and then you have to stream yourself like shopping for clothes and going shopping for like 6-8 hours a day, bro. Like, that's genuinely hard compared to working a normal job where you just go in for like 6 hours every day, because normal jobs work, 30-hour weeks, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, 30 hours, and then you have the weekends off. Like, you guys have to understand, it's way harder to stream, and then I have to go around and mog everybody, bro. And I just walk around in public, talking to people, mogging, just like trying to interact with people. Like, it's hard to have those social skills compared to having a normal 9-to-5 job.
I was laughing midway through this. So, first of all, the dude's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. So, first off, let me with the other guy, with Platboy Max, he was talking about the mental part of it. This dude was talking about overall. So, and the whole thing's ridiculous. Let's talk about what he said about people who work 9 to 5s. He said they work, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, so that's 30 hours a week. I'm like, do you not know what 9 to 5 is? That's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. He can't do basic math. That's not 6 hours, you dumbass bitch. That's 8. Now, 8 hours times 5 days a week, that's 40 hours. So right off the bat, his whole opinion on it is irrelevant, because he can't even do proper math. So that's funny in itself. And then secondly, he talked about flying to Japan, right? Most of these cats who work 9 to 5 can't even go to Japan, dog. Like, if they working 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever the case may be, a majority of them are not. Well, I ain't gonna say majority of them because the traveling to Japan had became a hot spot, had become a thing over the course of the past year and a half or so. But the majority, like close to the majority of these people, they can't go to Japan. They can't afford it. They don't have the time off for it because you like depending on what your hobbies are. Like if you're into video games, if you're into anime, if you're into manga, if you're into, believe it or not, Power Rangers, because that action footage they got from Super Sentai, which is a show that originated in Japan. If you're interested in these things, not to mention you want to check out the culture and the lifestyle and check out the surroundings and the landscape of Japan, you're going to need at least 2 weeks to do all that. And if you're trying to do Japan one time and that's it, you're going to need at least 3 weeks. So they can't even afford to take that much time off because their job won't let them, which another point, your job will dictate how much vacation time you have, whereas a streamer, you can dictate your own vacation time. So, but that's another story there. And then he talked about, oh, you landed in Japan, you got jet lag. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been to Japan twice, and I never experienced jet lag getting there. Now, granted, I never flew 17 hours over there. I think at the most, like it's always between 11 and a half, maybe 12 hours flight for me. Because I was smart and I fly out from Chicago, not Detroit, but I don't think that makes that much of a difference. But I've done a Japan trip twice. On the way there, I never experienced jet lag. On the way there, I never did. But that's just me. I know people who've been to Japan and they have. So I'm not questioning him in terms of, flying 17 hours, because he may be from another country that requires him to do that. Now, again, I'm not sure that's 17 hours straight or there's a layover or 2 in between, but that's another story for another day. And then you get there, you get jet lag. I'm not going to question him on that because there's some people who do get jet lag. And I'm not going to say, well, you got to do the fix jet. No, because I don't know. So I'm not even going to say that either. But then he going to turn around and say, and then you don't get to rest up because you automatically got to go out and involve yourself shopping for 4 to 6 hours and talking to people. And I'm like, well, okay. Did anybody force you to do that? Now, he's a part of a clan. So maybe somebody did. I don't know. But generally speaking, when it comes to streamers, if they doing something like that, that's normally because they chose to do it themselves. They were stupid enough to make the decision to do that themselves. Nobody forced their hand to do that. They chose to do that. They could easily postpone the stream for the next day so they can rest up. And, they can do stuff like that. So to say, oh, I got to immediately go out and vlog. And I'm like, you said vlogging. That's not streaming. There's a difference between streaming and blogging. And I know because I do both. So right off the bat, he didn't know what he's talking about. And then he talking about, oh, it's a hassle to spend 6 hours shopping. Bruh, let me get a job when I can spend 6 hours a day shopping. I would take that job. I would quit my job and take that job in the house in a heartbeat. Especially if I get the same type of pay or if I get paid more. I will take that job in a heartbeat. That is just some funny shit, dude. It's some funny shit. It like this dude, and this is why FaZe Clan can't be taken seriously. Which is another reason why I don't really fuck with them at all. And I don't know who's a part of FaZe Clan. I don't know anything about them because they're always doing something stupid. They're always getting in trouble, and then they don't get consequences for it. But it's too funny. That reply was hilarious to me. Now let me find another reply. Okay, here we go. I'm Dante. How I pronounce his name? Never heard it. Well, I seen this dude before here and there. Never checked out this content or anything. So he said, and I quote, this is Twitter, streaming is way harder than a 9 to 5. I don't care, be mad about it. Then he responded by saying, you'll never even stream a day in your life. Don't speak on something you never experienced. Shit is harder than it looks. Well, I stream more than once a day. Well, not more than once a day, but more than once per week for I don't know how many years now. So I'm qualified to speak on it. And I'm saying, no, a 9 to 5 is harder than streaming. So, and he never really provided any content why streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. And again, with what's his name? Black Boy Max, he was talking about the mental portion compartment of it. Again, I'm Dante, how you pronounce his name. He wasn't he wasn't clear on what part of what aspect of this argument he was talking about. So I'm assuming he talked about in general, generally speaking. And I'm like, this dude is smoking crack. Now, let's take a look at what 6 Seconds, aka the God, who is a rapper slash streamer slash VTuber. Let's see what he had to say about this. This is a 4.5-minute video.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all niggas, man. Because I've been seeing this shit said over and over and over again, a couple of times. It's not just the light-skinned nigga with the dreads. I've seen this shit a few times. You feel me? The whole being a streamer is harder than working a 9 to 5 or whatever, right? All that blah 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 blah, right? And you know what I'm saying? Keep it in the beam with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is bugging the fuck out. I ain't even lit like that. And I can say, as a nigga that worked a 9 to 5, this shit way easier than working a 9 to 5. You feel what I'm saying? Because the only people that are really valid in making that statement are the people that aren't really getting it like that while they streaming. You feel what I'm saying? The niggas that got like 10 viewers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the bread's not there. The bread's not there. The ends are not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, justifying the means. You feel me? But otherwise to that, y'all niggas is wilding the fuck out. Because y'all niggas got the luxury of saying, you know what? I don't feel like doing this shit today. Boop. And then, you know what I'm saying, not streaming for the day. Because you Gucci. You already got the bread coming in for your subscriptions and shit like that. You Gucci for the month. What are you missing out on? Like a day of ad revenue or some shit like that? Like, nah. You know who can't do that? The 9 to 5 niggas, because they're gonna get fired.
Exactly. So one point right there. And I'll expand more on that in a second. Let's continue on though.
And be broke. And do crack. Not really do crack. But you feel what I'm saying, right? Like,
The crack part is a joke.
my boy works in a pharmacy. And this nigga always talking about how he wild tired and his back hurt and shit like that. Because the nigga be doing manual labor and shit. Nigga organizing shit. Nigga putting deodorant where deodorant gotta go and all the rest of that shit. He be doing, you know what I'm saying? He be lifting shit. Nigga always saying his back hurt or whatever the fuck like that. I'll be damned as his mans if I look this nigga dead in his face and be like, my job is harder than his. Because all I gotta do, you know what I'm saying, is sit on camera, be subtly fly, because I ain't trying to go too crazy, you know what I'm saying, just chilling in the crib, sit on my ass, watch a couple YouTube videos, play some video games, and yap. Woe is me, nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, this nigga was telling me a story the other day about how he was chilling in one of his aisles and shit, doing whatever the fuck he was doing. And some old Hispanic lady came up to him and shit like that. And she was like, did you know where I can find the cock and balls? And he was like, huh? And she was like, the cock and balls. Now, if it was me, I'm looking at her like, what you trying to get into, abuela? But she asking this nigga, yo, do you know where I can find the cotton balls? His boy screaming from the other aisle, she means cotton balls. So this nigga in there, you know what I'm saying, figuring out language barriers and shit like that. You know what streamers can do when niggas don't speak the same language as them? Hey, English only, my bad, mamita, and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
Because, you feel me? English only. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what can niggas that's really, really getting it on stream complain about? Like, for real. Yeah, they're mean to me on stream, man. I don't like how they talk to... You can ban them. You know how many times I've been called a nigger while I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie, nigga? You know how abundant that shit has gotten since I started telling the cartoons to suck my motherfucking dick? But I got the luxury of being like, I don't like how this nigga's talking to me. Fuck out of my face. You know who can't do that? Niggas with 9 to 5s. At least without consequences and shit. My boy works at fucking McDonald's.
Okay, I'm gonna stop him right there for a second. Yeah. So, side story. I'm live streaming on the proper website. Some dumbass came in there, started being racist and shit. And guess what? I banned them. Because I'm able to do that as a streamer. As a streamer, I'm able to block and ban people who want to badmouth me or want to like say some stupid crap about me, whatever the case may be, and keep it moving. Whereas, and then here's the thing though, and then they don't have to worry about it. Why? Because they're not gonna see these idiots in real life. You're not gonna see these people in real life, which is another reason why, you know, some of y'all are cowards, not the streamers, but some of y'all motherfuckers who want to trash talk people online are fucking cowards because y'all not doing that shit in real life. Like, y'all faking. Y'all not doing this shit in real life, which is something that I don't approve of, like trash talking streamers or content creators or whoever online. Because be real. You are not doing that shit to them in real life. Like, the majority of y'all motherfuckers not doing that shit to them in real life. Whereas somebody who working 9 to 5, whether it's a fast food joint, whether it's retail or something that involves talking to people, they're gonna get that angry customer. They're gonna get their asshole. They're gonna show up at that place of work, and then they can't do much about it. Otherwise, it's their job. Especially, oh, don't get me started. They work in GameStop. GameStop would rather have their employees get on their knees and kiss their customers' asses when the customers are complaining, bitching, acting like Karens, and trashing up the place, as opposed to standing up for the store, standing up for the establishment, saying, "Nah, bro, you can't do that right here. You gotta get the fuck out." GameStop would not tolerate you standing up for them. I'm dead serious. So, so to say that being a streamer harder than having a 9 to 5 is utter trash. It's utter trash. And it got me to question whether or not, yo, do y'all even speak to motherfuckers outside of your own streamer circle? Like, do y'all actually talk to people and see what they go through and stuff like that? But let's keep it moving.
Nigga be going home smelling like mixed shit and french fries. Can't get no type of play. No type of play. His hours all kinds of fucked up. Ain't no shorty trying to fuck with a nigga that's one, got no time for her, and two, every time the nigga around her, he smell like spuds and shit. Nigga can't get fly because he got wild bills. And that nigga broke it in the McFlurry machine. Shit get wicked for these niggas, bro. The top streamers ain't really got to worry about shit like that. You feel me? Hell, most streamers ain't even really got to deal with shit like that. Y'all home. Y'all home. This is y'all environment and shit. Y'all niggas got carte blanche over everything that goes on in this bitch, bro. And y'all niggas be complaining about the dumbest shit. It's like y'all niggas trying to have a pissing contest and trying to be more relatable to the common man when y'all can't. And y'all irritated about having to do like the slightest bit of work.
Which brings me to FaZe Lacey. Like, bro, this dude cannot relate to the common person, right? Tell us, oh man, it's hard flying to Japan and then getting off the plane and immediately vlogging, not streaming. He said blogging yourself shopping for 6 hours straight and talking to people. And I'm like, like, are you serious? Like, your non-math basic having ass. Do you hear yourself? Like, did you review that clip before you send it? Apparently not, but let's get back to this though.
You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta answer emails for sponsorships and it's really stressful in the shut the fuck up, my nigga. That's extra bread on top of the guap that you already got. You complaining about being blessed, my nigga? You know who else got sponsorship problems, my nigga? The 9 to 5 niggas. Their work attire is sponsored by the company that they don't want to work for. But they have to. Or else they're gonna be broke and do crack. Y'all niggas is bugging the fuck out, bro. There's literally no way that being a streamer is harder than having a 9 to 5. What you gotta do? Entertain? Big fucking deal. You sit there and you talk to your camera for a living. And some of y'all don't even gotta do that. Some of y'all don't even be on camera. You wildin'. Y'all niggas is bucking the fuck out. I don't know, bro. I don't agree with that. But that's just me.
Nah, that's a lot of people, bro. That's a lot of people. Now, so basically he just covered why having a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 is harder than a streamer in the general sense. Now let's get back to the original person who came up with this, who started this whole topic. That would be Platboy Mac. He talked about the mental portion of it. So now I'm gonna address the mental portion of it. I said this once before in a video that I done a long time ago. I don't remember the topic. I don't remember the video, but I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. And that is this. When you are a streamer, when you are a content creator, when you are an online personality, unless you're like a Kai Cenat or a Mark Phillips, or at one point in time a ninja, then you know what you are? A celebrity wannabe. And that's not an insult, but you are a celebrity wannabe. So what does that mean? That means that you pretty much have the same marquee as a celebrity. The only difference is the real celebrities don't fuck with you because you're not a real celebrity. Unless you're somebody like a Kai Cenat or a Mark Phillips. So like, let me give you an example. Mark Phillips can pull up at NBA All-Star Weekend with the rest of the RDC World Crew, or he can pull up at the Super Bowl with the rest of the RDC World Crew. Same with AMP. And AMP, not necessarily under Kai Cenat. I guess there's no leadership there with AMP. But in terms of like who's the face of that joint, I wouldn't even say it's Kai Cenat. Like, it's kind of hard to determine the face of that joint. You can make a case for Agent, you can make a case for Duke, you can make a case for Kai, You can make a somewhat of a case for Phantom if Phantom had been missed all that time last year. But the most recognizable face in AMP is without question Kai. Without question Kai. So what I'm saying is this. Outside of Kai, the rest of AMP are wannabe celebrities. And again, no knock on them. Because they doing their thing. And they doing it big. But if, let's say, for example, and I think Duke is the closest one outside of Kai. Duke is the closest one to being an actual celebrity. And I could be wrong with this. Or all of this. In terms of the whole AMP fake celebrity thing. But here's what I mean by that. If Duke were to show up by himself to the Super Bowl or to NBA All-Star Weekend or some type of party where there's a bunch of celebrities at, like a LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Martin Lawrence or Will Smith, something like that, you think they're going to let him in? I don't think so. If he was with Kai Cenat, yeah, he's getting in. Same with RDC World. Like, if any of the motherfuckers, and again, no shame on them because they doing their thing too. Shout out to them too. But if any of them motherfuckers show up to those same type of events without Mark Phillips, you think they're getting in? No. But with Mark Phillips, yep. So that's what I mean by a celebrity wannabe. So basically, people know who you are. It's just that the celebrities ain't hanging with you. That's why you're a celebrity wannabe. And again, it's no shame in being a celebrity wannabe because it's, in my opinion, it's hard to cross over the line from being a celebrity wannabe, aka a content creator, a streamer, a blogger, over to being an actual celebrity where you're hanging out with other celebrities like a LeBron James, like a Drake, like a Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that. So that's my definition of a celebrity. But basically the bottom line is this. Outside of hanging with actual celebrities, you get all the perks and all the accolades of being a celebrity, which comes with dealing with people criticizing you. Because Black Boy Max, what do you say? Oh man, there's a bunch of people criticizing you. I'm like, that's come with the job. People who want to be content creators, streamers, bloggers, whatever, online celebrities, online faces, whatever. When you're into this world, you're basically saying that you want to be a celebrity. And you know what celebrities deal with? People criticizing them. People criticizing them. That's a part of the job. Like, look at Kevin Durant's a prime example. Because to me, Kevin Durant is bitch made. Because he always saying something stupid. That like make me wonder, that made me call him bitch made. But now I'm looking at guys like Platboy Max and Kaz Nasty. Well, first of all, I've been always looking at Kaz Nasty like this. And Face Lacey. And I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers even more bitch made than Kevin Durant. Oh, I can't stand it. Like, it's what, like, so let me set the record straight here. Like, mental illness, like, that's a serious thing. Stress on the mental capacity is a real thing as well. But let's not act like, between the two, let's not act like streamers only suffer for that. No, the 9-to-5 dudes suffer for that too. Because you know what 9-to-5 have that streamers don't have for the most part? A damn boss. And not everybody boss is like nice and sunshine. They're like, oh, you want a raise? Here's a raise. Oh, you want time off? Yeah, you can get that time off. No, some of these people who work 9-to-5 have assholes for bosses. And that's going to fuck them up mentally too. Streamers don't have bosses. Why? Because they're their own boss. They dictate when they stream. They dictate when they're not streaming. They dictate who to talk to in terms of like sponsorship and stuff like that. They dictate a lot of stuff regarding how they get their own money. That's not the 9-to-5 folks. They got to go to work, put in their time for 2 weeks, if that, because in my case, I get paid twice a month. Not once every 2 weeks. I get paid twice a month. And then they get paid and that's it. So this, even with the mental thing, nah, bro. The mental thing is totally false. It's totally BS because you signed up for it. You signed up for all the mental things that comes with it. You signed up for the people criticizing you. With a 9-to-5, you ain't signing up to have a asshole of a boss. You ain't signing up to have customers yelling at you. Unless there's a specific job where customers come to complain. If you sign up for that, then that's a different story. But outside of that, not generally speaking, 9-to-5 folks ain't signed up to deal with anything mental. They just signed up to do the work, get money, and then go home. That's it. Everything else, like, oh, a customer coming in being rude and talking nasty and cussing them out and stuff like that. No, they ain't signed up for that. Signing up when dealing with other employees who may be late to the ship and cause you to work more and all that jack. No, they ain't signed up for that. 9 to 5 signing up for bosses to mistreat them and give them extra hours, but very little pay, whatever the case may be. No, they didn't sign up for that. And all of that mess with them mentally. So even on the mental department, no, streamers does not have it harder than a 9 to 5er. They don't. They don't. And to me, this is a blasphemous of an argument. And for any streamer or content creator who disagree, y'all need to really touch grass. Y'all really need to touch grass. Because like 6 Seconds said, your working environment is your own damn house. Your working environment is your own damn house. So outside of, oh, I get to go to Japan. Like, it's other BS. So it's so ridiculous, man. But I'm going to call it a wrap, man, because this is ridiculous. So with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.